Hi, I'm in Ipoh, Malaysia, and Ipoh is actually the capital city of Perak. And look at all the limestones behind me. That's what Ipoh is famous for. In today's video, we're going to share you why Ipoh is so much better than KL or Penang for retirement. My friends joke that Ipoh is like our retirement place because we're always in Ipoh. And why not? Look at how misty Ipoh is in the morning, and it's already now around 10 a.m. and it's so cooling, it's not hot, it's not humid, unlike the island of Penang. Hello, my name is Fran, one half of the Corporate Breakout Couple, and if you're new to this channel, my husband John and I, he's Singaporean, I'm Malaysian from Penang, and we've been financially independent since the year 2020, and we love to travel throughout the Malaysian states and all the other countries as well to share you the cost of living in the different areas, the different places, the different states, the different countries, as well as create early retirement videos because that's what we are. And we also like to talk about financial literacy and financial education so that everyone can actually start to learn and up their financial literacy level. Please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share this video with all your family and friends. And now let's begin to see why Ipoh is chosen to be a better place for retirement compared to KL or even Penang. As mentioned earlier in the video, John and I head to Ipoh about 4 or 5 times, maybe more in a year. Why do we do that? Well, firstly, it's because every time you want a bit of peace, tranquility, and a slower pace of life, well, we immediately think of Ipoh. John and I reside in Penang, and life on the island is definitely a lot faster compared to Ipoh. So even though Penang is a small island, there's a lot of hustle and bustle, people rushing here, rushing there, and there's a lot of traffic jams in Penang compared to Ipoh. The moment you pass the toll and you head into Ipoh town, you immediately feel the whole environment, time kind of slows down because people here drive a lot slower. They're actually very gracious on the road. If you like to overtake them, they allow you to overtake them with a smile. You tend to get to where you want to go a lot faster from point A to point B because let me give you an example. A 10-kilometer car ride will normally take you around only 15 to 16 minutes, whereas in Penang, it'll take you easily half an hour. In KL, wow, I don't even know how to compare because the traffic jams in KL are notoriously horrendous. The reason why Ipoh people are very gracious on the road is because there's many retired folks in Ipoh. So there's no hurry, there's no rush to get from point A to point B. So they are taking their own sweet time and everybody gets there happy and relaxed. As a driver, this makes for a much more pleasant driving experience, which you can find in Ipoh. If you are a fan of Cantonese cuisine, especially things like dim sum, well, Ipoh is definitely the place for you. You can have leisurely morning, sipping your tea and eating a beautiful array of dim sum dishes in any of the numerous dim sum restaurants scattered all around Ipoh, and the quality is really top-notch. Ipoh tends to attract an older population living here. Therefore, I also understand that the food here is a little bit lighter, less oily compared to Penang or even KL. I also must add that I'm very impressed with the standard of restaurant food in Ipoh. Yes, that's right. We love to eat restaurant food in Ipoh, especially the dishes with rice, because the standard there is just amazingly high. A lot of the chefs and the restaurant owners actually come directly from Canton many years ago. So the food is well preserved in its origin. I have an aunt and cousins living in Ipoh, so I've been coming to Ipoh ever since I was a little girl, and my memories of all the restaurant food in Ipoh honestly surpasses the ones in Penang. Ipoh people love their Chinese restaurants, so it is pretty common for you to make a booking, a reservation before you head over to a place for dinner, because chances are you can't even get a table if you don't make a booking. It is very packed even on weekdays. The eating habits of people living in KL can be quite different than people living in Ipoh. Let me give you an example. Now, don't forget that KL has many malls, and people work late in KL due to either the traffic jams or the sheer volume of work. So therefore, they tend to actually have their meals on weekdays in the malls. It could be, fast food joints, it could be smaller franchise restaurants, right? And they usually either eat and go, or they take it back, they tapao back and to eat at home. Whereas in Ipoh, the people there actually are more family oriented. They've got more time on their hands to actually have a sit down family meal in a restaurant and eat their meal leisurely on weekdays as well as on weekends. If you're a retiree living in Ipoh and you have a close-knit family also living in Ipoh, chances are you'll be able to have more family meals and family gatherings frequently compared to Penang or in KL, where most of the time, because of the hectic work schedule and all the different family responsibilities, usually families only meet over the weekends. My cousins who are in their 50s, they make it a point to go back to their mom's house for dinner every night, as well as my retired friend who's a couple, husband and wife. They are retired. They've been retired in Ipoh for a very long time now. They are also in their early 50s. They go back to their family's home for dinner every night as well. If you intentionally choose Ipoh as your retirement place, your retirement home, then you will need to know that your pace of life, of course, will be slower. You're also surrounded by nature. So, of course, this is the perfect time for you to work on your health, on your well-being, on your mental state in your retirement years. Here's how you can have the best of both worlds when you retire in Ipoh. Now, see, Ipoh is right in between Penang and KL in terms of proximity, right? Ipoh to Penang is about a 2 hours drive. Ipoh to KL is also about a 2 hours drive. So if you're missing the city life, you can always head into Penang or KL for a day trip or a weekend trip or even a 3-day, 2-night trip. Guess what? There's also 4 direct flights every day from Ipoh to Singapore. Wait, there's more. Ipoh, of course, is part of Perak, and Perak is a huge state. So you can actually spend your days taking day trips out of Ipoh into the other cities and towns in the entire state of Perak. If you'd like to know what else Perak has to offer, a few months ago we actually did an entire video of Perak and all the attractions, the tours, and all the exciting stuff that Perak has to offer. So click on the link here. I'm sure you're surprised to hear that there's actually a big foreign expat retired community here in Ipoh. What? Yes, it's true. Over the course of us coming to Ipoh so many times, we've actually made friends with a few of the retired couples from Singapore that's now retired in Ipoh. About a year ago, I interviewed Vanessa, a friend of mine. Now, her combi is the same like mine. She's a Malaysian from Ipoh, and her husband is Singaporean, and they've been early retired since their early 40s, and it's now been 10 years or so that they've been retired in Ipoh, and they absolutely love it there. Her husband loves Ipoh so much, and he hardly ever goes back to Singapore nowadays. So what do they do in their spare time? Well, apart from hanging out with their family, they actually spend their days at the country club, going golfing, swimming, going to the gym, spending time at the country club with their other expat friends, and they also love to travel around the state of Perak looking for new things to eat, and they of course take day trips to Penang and to KL as well. On the outside looking in, Ipoh may seem like a boring old place, but not in the eyes of Edmund and Vanessa. If it was that boring, they wouldn't have stayed for more than 10 years. They've already packed up and gone over back to Singapore, right? Or at least relocated to KL or Penang. If you're the kind of person who loves numbers and you love to analyze the figures before you make a decision, especially one as big as possibly retiring in Ipoh, no worries. We've done many videos on Ipoh before this. The cost of living, early retirement in Ipoh, how much does it cost, the budgeting, everything is broken down for you. So all these videos are available in the links below. Hey, if you also want Penang and KL numbers, Well, we have also done videos on those, so feel free to check out those links as well. At the end of the day, where you choose to retire is a very personal choice. It really depends on your personal preference on whether you like the city life, you like the island life, or you like a slower pace of life. We create videos like these to show you the different permutations that you can make for yourself, right? Even just one country alone. Ipoh, KL, Penang, or perhaps even Malacca, Johor, maybe even Kedah. I don't know, right? But these are kind of videos that we love to make to show you possibilities that you actually have in your life and not just be stuck in your own home country. I'm signing off now. My name is Fran, one half of the Corporate Breakout Couple. Please remember to like this video, share this video with all your friends, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again in the next video.
Hey, do join us for our free masterclass webinars where you are up your financial literacy, break out the corporate rat race, and gun for your financial independence. Do register for it now.